All right, the last time I changed oil in this car was, I think, last year. So it's been quite a hot minute. But as you can see, the oil life is still at 15%. But yeah, I think it's officially time to change the oil. So let's go. All right, so I want to pull the car back here because we have this little flat area right there. So then I can put it on ramps. But that means we have to move the Yamaha R6, the Yamaha R3, and the F-150 just so we can pull the Mustang around. All right, now we get to see if the R6 is going to start up nice and easy or give me trouble per usual. All right, not off to a great start. There we go. There we go. I absolutely love this Leo Vince exhaust. I'm not sure if you guys can even hear me over the exhaust, but it's so good. All right, in the meantime, we can go ahead and start Morgan's bike. This one starts up a lot easier. Is it neutral? Nope. Bam, nice and easy. One shot wonder. All right, one more to move. All right, I just parked the bike there for now. I'll move the Mustang, and then we'll get on with it. All right. Of course, I didn't hit record while pulling the car up, but I mean, pretty straightforward. It is very close with the clearance, but I think we made it without scratching, so that's good. All right, now that the car is up, I'm also going to take this jack stand and just put it somewhere under the car, just because I don't trust these plastic things. So I need to figure out where I want to put this. All right, so safety first. This thing is heavy as shit. But I got the jack stand up on the other side. I just also want something on this side in case these ramps fail. So I'm just gonna add some pressure here. All right, cool. All right, so for this oil change, I actually got all the stuff off Amazon. I think the total was like 80 bucks. I'll put it up on the screen. So a lot cheaper than taking it to Ford or Valvoline. That's why I want to do it myself. For the oil filter, I have this right here. This is going to be the FL500S. It's a Ford one too. So, well, I guess it's not Ford, it's Motorcraft. But on Amazon, you can make sure it fits your vehicle, or you can just do a quick Google search. So that's what this one looks like. And then for the oil, the Mustang takes 10 quarts of 5W30, so I'm just going to use this mobile. Also got this off Amazon, and I've heard it's pretty good for the Mustang, so we'll try it out. And then for the oil pan, this is only a 10-quart oil pan, and the Mustang takes 10 quarts. So I hope that it's not more than 10 quarts, or it's going to be very interesting, and we'll have to deal with that. So let's go. All right, let's pop the hood. All right, cool. So the dipstick is going to be right there, and then the oil cap is right here. So let's go ahead and take the oil cap off. There we go. And it also says right here the oil. Also says right here the oil type SAE 5W30. So we're just going to pop that right there so we don't forget. All right. Yeah, so back at it, I had to run to AutoZone real quick to actually get a 7mm. So let's go ahead and take this off. All right, at this point right here, I begin to wish that I had a car lift and not just these flimsy little car ramps. But nevertheless, at this point here, I'm taking off that front splash shield. This is done by removing the 7mm bolts, and there's also going to be a bunch of push pins. But once that's done, you can actually pull it down and see the oil filter. Alright, so let me see if I can push that down. You can see right there is the filter. Just need to keep this down, and then we should be good. Where's the drain plug? I think that's somewhere. I think it's probably a lot easier with a car lift, but what are you gonna do? Alright, let's get that off. Put that over there. Alright, so this is gonna be it right here. I'm hoping that this doesn't make a mess, but who knows? That's on there. Oh my god. Fucking tits. Alright, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Alright, so I have no idea where this is gonna go. Where's that hole? It's way up there. Oh, and she's coming. I feel like I should probably twist this one around. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Here we go. A little bit of drippage. All right, well, I really hope this doesn't spill over. I do kind of want to get something under it. So it's, oh, there it is. Oh, fucking nice. I touched it. All right. Kind of lift it up like that, I think. Let's go ahead and get this guy back on. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the oil, so we're just gonna get that back in there. There we go. Let's wipe this down. Alright, let's go ahead and push this up a little bit. out of the way. So you can also probably this way. Well, I'm also gonna need it for this part, but let's just push it out of the way for now. And now the torque spec is 15 to 20 foot-pounds. So I think we'll go nice in the middle, maybe around 17. There it is. Perfect. Alright, so for this next step, I'm going to use a Ziploc bag to grab the oil filter, and that should help prevent it from leaking everywhere. Yeah, so if you guys haven't tried this oil filter Ziploc bag trick, I highly recommend it. I didn't get any oil spill on any of the components near that oil filter, so it worked out really good. Wow, alright, and there's no oil spillage, which is good. Not even on my fingers. Fantastic. Alright, so the Ziploc bag method actually worked really good, and we didn't get any oil on the ground, so great success. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to prep this oil filter, so I'm just going to dip my finger in this oil, and I'm just going to run it along the seal. Might even put a little bit more on there. You always want to lubricate the oil seal. That way it doesn't get stuck, and next time you want to take the oil filter off, it'll be easy. And once your oil filter is lubed up on that seal, you can go ahead and put it in. You just want to hand tighten this. You don't want to crank it down too tight. There are no torque specs for the oil filter on the Mustang. So just make sure it's hand tight, nice and snug, not going to go anywhere. At that point, you just want to wipe down any extra oil or residue that got left over from doing the oil change. And then you can go ahead and put that front splash shield back up. We're pretty much done under the car at this point. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the new oil in. We just want to make sure, I've used this a few times, so we just want to make sure that this is actually clean and that there's no like dirt or dust or sand or anything like that in here. Now we can go ahead and add the new oil. Alright, so one of these is going to be 5 quarts. Let's go ahead and open this up. And before you put this in, you always want to make sure that your drain plug is in and it's torqued and your oil filter is in, or you're going to spill oil everywhere. But we are good. So let's go ahead and open this up. Cool. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put it into accessory mode. All right, so let's get in here and reset the oil life. So let's go to vehicle, scroll all the way down, and then we'll see oil life 15%. So we're going to go ahead and press and hold. And there it says reset complete, back at 100%. So now we're going to start the car and let it run for around like 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to check the oil. We're going to check the oil to make sure it's at the proper amount. First startup. All right, that should be good. Let's go ahead and shut it off. Put it in gear, e-brake is still on, and let's check the oil level. All right, the dipstick is going to be on the driver's side, so let's pull this up. There we go. Go ahead and just clean that off. There we go. So I think the oil level looks good. So we'll go ahead and put this back in and then clean up. Alright, so the one thing I'm not sure about is I do see some metal particles in the oil pan. Again, I didn't clean this oil pan, it's been used before, so I don't think this is all from the Mustang, but I do see some flakes. Not sure if that's normal and or expected. So what I did is I'm part of a Mustang group on Facebook, so I posted the question in there to see what other people think. I mean, I've been maintaining the car. I've been ripping on it, but not revving it when it's cold. So I think that should be fine, but I'll update you guys once the post is approved and I'll see what other people think. But I think it should be fine. Alright, looking back, I probably should have cleaned my oil pan before filming this video. So this is a clip I took before doing the oil change, and as you can see, there is a lot of dust and debris on the oil pan. And I think that is what contributed to those extra particles in the oil. I'm going to give it another season. I'll do another oil change and I'll check to make sure it looks good, but I am 99% sure that the particles I saw on top of this oil pan were from it being dirty. So hopefully nothing to worry about. Whoops. There we go. Make sure that there's nothing under the car that I'm going to run over. All right, let's pull her back. We're gonna take the car around the block real quick, make sure everything works and that there's no check engine light, and then it's basically a wrap.